Hello and welcome back to another league racing. So now this is the FXR Racing Division 2, which is a new league which I'm taking part in, and that means I would not be taking part anymore in this previous one, the ERL. And so let's get started. And so here I'm only showing the results of qualifying 1 and qualifying 2. Basically I finished 6th and I finished 8th in qualifying 1 and 2 respectively. So for qualifying 3, I will go through the lap in entirety. So just a little bit, maybe I did not explain a little bit before. So this FXR league is basically going to be all in dry conditions, all in clear conditions as well. So all the races and qualifyings would be without any weather restrictions there, so that was good. The downside of course is that here in this league is that the damage is full. So that means even a small tap into the wall, even in qualifying or in the race itself, it will really cost you a lot. So that is why you need to be careful, and that is why you need to choose a good setup that makes the car stable and not too oversteery. As you can see in this lap so far already, we have gone through halfway. The car feels very stable. I got this setup from another from the division, or rather from the Premier X division, so that is the highest division in this FXR league. And basically I took their setup. He was kind enough to give me his setup, and then I used it, and that's why the car felt really stable during the qualifying and the race. Of course there will be wobbles here and there, as you can see as well, a little bit here and there, but pretty much it was not so bad to race in. Now coming into the penultimate corner and then to the last corner, as you can see, going really slow, but then got a little bit of oversteer, but managed to make up the time, and I got a 126. That is really a good time, because in my TT it's 120.1, so that's only 0.5 away from my TT, and I got 7th for this qualifying 3. Going into the race strategy, so reducing the fuel to only have 2 extra laps and soft to hard for the tires. Now the formation lap is done, and now we are having 4-5 lights, and away we go. And yeah, so I'm starting in 7th here, so I had a good start going all the way outside, but I didn't have space. I had to back it out a little bit, and here I went a little bit conservatively and I get a bang. I don't know from who, but the Renault in front of me luckily managed to make me going straight ahead a little bit, and then the virtual safety car comes out. Yeah, really not so nice start for me, because I already have a damage here. The damage in the front was about, I think, 40% wing damage, and this was really not so nice. As you would see in the next corners, I would struggle a little bit. At the moment it's okay. Yeah, back in 10th place, not ideal start basically. The reason is I went a little bit conservatively, and that basically narrowed down, and everyone else tried to be more aggressive. Usually you should be less aggressive in the start, and I guess everyone ignored this. Usually everyone ignores it, but now the virtual safety car is over, and now we get back into speed a little bit. Yeah, still 10th position, and as you can see in this corner, turning left, I'll try to turn, but really the wing is not helping at all. I get a lot of understeer, and here I almost get out of shape, and I have to give almost 2 places up here. So first to the Red Bull, and then also to this Alfa Romeo. So I lost 2 positions with that moment, and at this point I thought to myself, I really have to go to the pits to change my wing, because it's really no point trying to understeer all along the lap. So I had to go in. This compromises my race strategy, because I wanted to go to the soft and hard, and now going into hards will really be too early for this, so I cannot finish the race completely in hards, besides having like a safety car or virtual safety car for long periods of time. So this really compromised my strategy. I know back in the back of my mind at the moment, I really needed to go back into soft later on for another pit stop, so this was really not ideal. And again, I lost time as well changing the wing, so really not ideal. Now back out in 15th, and as I continue my journey throughout the race again. Jumping ahead to lap 15th, so from 15th I've jumped all the way up to 9th place now. You notice I also got 3-second penalty, so I did some out of bounds moves, and that is why there was a 3-second penalty there. And now there is a virtual safety car because of some incidences that happened in front. And yeah, I'm having to go a little bit slow and keeping the delta as well. As you remember, in the last race, in my last ERL race, I had this infringement by not keeping the delta, so I was really trying to be a bit conservative. But at this point I was in 9th place. I was pretty much okay, but really the hards was not easy to drive when I was sliding here and there, so I just was quite patient with myself, and I tried my best to keep with these hards as I had to here. So now the race is back on, back to racing speeds, and I'm still 9th at this point. The racing point behind me is catching up. Yep, so I'm having to defend against him, but you will see in the coming turns and in the start of the next lap I will eventually let him go because he was a little bit faster than me at this point, and I didn't want to race him per se. And yeah, coming into the penultimate corner here, gets a little, so here in the last corner I get a little bit of oversteer, and I had to correct it, and then yeah, this basically prompted him to go, and I just left him enough space to just let him go from the outside, and I didn't want to disturb his race, and I didn't want to disturb my own race as well. So here, joining back in lap 21, so I'm in 8th place. I decided to come into the pits, so now it's a full safety car, and basically I decided to change my tires because it's pretty much a free pit stop. So, and everyone else behind me and in front of me have done the same, so they will all be in the softer compound, and I didn't want to compromise my race by running into the hard compounds. I would just be a victim in the straights, and that is why I decided to come in. But the tire pretty much held up because of all the safety cars and virtual safety cars, so it would have been fine in the hards, but the soft would be much better to give me grip as well. And now because it's also safety car, it will also help me overtake if I need to. So jumping a couple of laps, so now we are in lap 23, starting lap 24. So the safety car is in, and I'm basically starting the lap, and I'm really close to the Ferrari as someone spins there, so I inherit one more place, so I'm in 10th place. I'm fighting for 9th. I go in the inside a little bit, so I leave him enough room for him to turn. I also brake a little bit early, and I missed a little bit of the apex, and yeah, then the McLaren comes from nowhere from the other side. Really good move from him, and from here onwards I did not have any space to go anywhere, so I just had to brake out of it a little bit, and I basically lose one position trying to fight the Ferrari in front, and the McLaren basically inherits 2 positions for free. Not so nice. This is a racecraft that I think I need to further improve. Close battles is something which I definitely can improve much further. So another safety car, and you can see a small incident here between the Ferrari and the Red Bull. He just spins him out, and I inherit another position. There was a fierce battle in Discord later on between what happened in there, and there was some blame that I was also always near the Ferrari, but as you can see I was not so near, to be honest with him, when the crash happened. But nonetheless, yeah, continuing now in 9th position. I really lost a little bit of time here. I should have been a bit more closer, really oversteering as well here. Yeah, the Ferrari was now well ahead. So now we are starting the final lap. Yeah, I'm still behind now the 6th and 7th place, which is in hard tires. So I'm really trying my best now to be as close as possible to them as well, because I'm in soft tires. This is an advantage for me. I've really cleared a lot of space behind me already as well, so no threat from behind. So really focusing on the front, and something which I can do with my soft tires. Yeah, just going through the lap itself, I try to make it as clean as possible, but it was really hard to overtake, as Australia's layout is really not so forgiving in terms of how you maneuver your car and how you try to overtake it as well. There's not really a lot of overtaking opportunities, so that was, yeah, quite difficult. And yeah, coming into this place, this is another place area or straight that you can try to overtake just before the fast S here that is coming up as well. But yeah, no opportunity. I guess they was also using a lot of ERS rather, because they have saved up a lot from the safety car restarts that we had. So there was a lot of saving going on here. Suddenly it became a pile up, and there was a lot of cars nearby, and because of this I was able to stick really close to every one of them. And despite my 6-second penalty that I had, the cars in front that you can see have 8 seconds penalty, and I managed to go all the way from 8th to 5th. Finished 5th here, as you can see, coming up to the line I finished in 5th, so that was really good from my side. Yeah, that was a really interesting race. Thank you very much again for watching. Really excited with this new series FRX in Division 2. I hope that I will progress further and maybe do much better as well as the division progresses. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.